Hi everybody, welcome back to Garden a Little. My name is Seema, I'm in Zone 6A, and I'm a new gardener. I just recently moved out to the country, but I've been wanting to garden for a long time, and finally I decided to give it a try. Last year I made a makeshift garden pretty much over here. It was just a patch of dirt, and I grew 4 tomatoes. If you haven't seen my videos, go check them out. They were really exciting at the time. And this year, my husband built me a raised garden bed. I also decided to start a lot of my plants from seed this year, so I have a few plants hardening off as we speak. I try to shoot a video at least once a week, just giving myself and you guys updates how my plants are doing and if I'm doing anything new. So today I want to show you how I compost without a composter, and also just show you how my little plants are doing. This is my little patch from last year where I grew 4 tomatoes. Now that I'm not using it, I decided to use it as my compost pile. But I have a lot of animals here, so I collect all my kitchen scraps, put them in a container with a lid, so it doesn't smell, it doesn't stink, and I'm able to collect a few containers at a time like this. There's a lot of coffee grounds here, avocados, eggshells, cucumber peels, tomato peels, things like that. I take my pitchfork and I dig in. That is all there is to it. I tried to dig up little holes around this patch to maybe put more nutrients into the clay soil, but it was really hard to dig. That didn't really work. So this method's been working for about a couple of months now, and as you could see, the soil was so rich. And if we decide to build another raised bed, I can use some of the soil, some of these worms, and put them in there, and they can work for me in that soil. So I'm really excited. Now let's do a little walk around my little bed here. As you can see, it's been raining nonstop, but my plants have been loving it. So here we have our Swiss chard growing. It looks very similar to the beets. I don't think I would be able to tell them apart if I didn't know that I planted Swiss chard here. I got some intermixings of kale in here, and I have a clump of them over here. I'm not sure how Swiss chards do with clump planting, but I'm pretty sure they would not like it. So one thing that you can do is thin them, which basically means getting rid of some of the little plants so the other ones can thrive. Because if it's too crowded, none of them will thrive. Then we'll move on to my beets row. I think in previous videos I said that this was not my beets row, but in fact I went back and checked and it was my beets row. These are how Beets Seeds look. So they're all doing good. They're finally starting to show their true leaves, which is pretty exciting. Then I got my cabbage row. They're kind of looking sickly. I'm not sure why. I haven't seen any slugs here or anything like that, but they're definitely looking like they suffered some kind of damage. They all have holes in it. If you know what that is, please leave a comment below and let me know if I can do anything to help them. Look at them. It's like somebody shot them with a shotgun. This row here, I'm not sure what happened. So I took a picture of what I planted in each row, and this was supposed to be a cabbage row, but I see a lot of chives coming up. So I'm not particularly sure what that's all about, because there is some sort of cabbage coming up, but there's a lot of chives and beets. As you know, I had a beet accident. If you don't know, you should check out my latest videos. This row is a kale row right here, and they're finally starting to grow, finally giving out their true leaves, finally starting to reach out to the sun, and they're actually looking pretty good. Although, as you can see, they're starting to get the same type of holes my cabbage was having. So I'm not sure what is really going on here. These are my radishes. Look at them. I'm so excited. That's a little baby radish there. Here's a baby root too. That's so exciting to see. I'm really, really excited for these. Then here I got my cilantro. I did not expect that they would all germinate, but they did. And it's actually really exciting. And some of them are trying to grow their true leaves already. That's super exciting. And they're looking super healthy. Probably one of the healthiest plant here, along with beets. Here's my row of carrots. They're all popping their heads up finally. They're doing pretty good. No true leaves yet, but our temperatures are just now starting to stabilize and be warmer. Here is my little section of transplants that were not hard enough, but surprisingly, they're doing pretty well. Not fantastic, but they're not all dead. That's what I meant. My lettuces are finally growing, and they're getting so big. And my spinaches came alive. Last video I showed you, they seemed like they were dying, but only one died, and the rest are surviving pretty good. Here's my early cilantro that's popped up. It's doing so good. Look how cute it is with its cute little leaves. And my kale and cabbages, again, with all these holes. I'm not sure what's going on, because I haven't seen any pests or any eggs laid about, but look at that. It's horrendous. What is doing that? My carrots, they're doing pretty good as well. Look at them. That's so cute. I'm so excited for those. And then my beets, of course, more beets. They're really enjoying the warmer weather. I think one big improvement that I'm going to do next year is actually place a plastic over this raised bed when I'm planting things from seed or transplanting them, because the fluctuation in the temperature really stunted their growth. So they're just now starting to pop up, and in a week or two I already need to transplant my tomatoes, cucumbers, and plants like that. As you can see, spring is definitely coming. There's some greenery popping up, even though it's clay. Some plants like clay, and they're doing great here, especially clover. It's supposed to be sunny and cloudy today, and I think it's a perfect time to put my transplants outside. If you're noticing that I have a lot fewer plants, you're right. I shared some of my plants with my sister-in-law. I gave her about 15 or so peppers, a cucumber, a zucchini, and a few tomatoes. But it's nice to share, especially if I have an abundance of plants and I don't really have space for them. Here I got my leftover peppers. I still got 6 peppers left, which is plenty, I think. Actually 7. Then I have 4 eggplants. I got these 2 tomatoes, some sort of melon, cucumber, or zucchini, or cantaloupe or pumpkin. One of those 4. And then I have the yellow tomato. And here I either have zucchini or cucumber. Like I said before, I don't know what is what, but look at that. Little pods are starting to form to flower, meaning that this plant is so healthy. Then I got this tomato here. I transplanted it into its own little toilet roll. Then I got these 2 okras here. This one's the only one that's doing pretty well. This one is still suffering. This is the one that I broke off a leaf of. Not sure if it's gonna pull through, but I think one, just to try, is enough. Hopefully it will survive. More cucumbers or zucchinis growing here. They're definitely showing some signs of stress, as you can see. They're ready to go into the ground. More tomatoes. Another yellow tomato I transplanted. More tomatoes, more tomatoes. So I'm definitely not short on tomatoes, peppers, or melons. This wind right here may seem to be a little cruel for these little babies, but that's exactly what they need to get stronger, to develop strong stems. And the sun is finally coming out, so hopefully they'll get a little bit of real sun in. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, looking at my little plants. I get so excited about them growing and their new little leaves popping up. It gives me so much joy, and especially during this time when I'm locked inside, it's really nice to have a hobby that brings so much joy to my heart. I have a few friends that are also trying to grow plants from seed this year just because either boredom or they got inspired by planting and growing things, and I'm so excited for them. And I'm always like, you better update me, you better update me, I'm in this with you. I love gardening and I love growing plants, especially for food. So if you want to join me on this journey of growing our own food, especially if you're a beginner gardener, but you don't have to be, please give me a like, subscribe, tell me your channel, tell me your story, and we'll do this together. Thank you so much for being with me on this beautiful day on Garden a Little, and I'll see you next time. Bye.